and welcome everyone to Nerd TV for another full throttle sim racing Mach-1 Performance Cup Series race. This time coming at you live from the simulated Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where these FTSR Mach-1 guys are going to take 80 laps around this simulated track for the 11th of 13 races in this 2023 B season. And well, we got some graphical issues with STK, so I'm gonna get that out of the way. Our graphics will not be in tune to our normalcy. So all the driver names and the weather stats that I bring up usually are not going to be on your screen tonight. STK is down for the evening, so I apologize in advance. So we're going to try our best to bring everything stat-wise to you guys live through our voices. So you just have to stay tuned to the headset just a little more up close to hear all the call-outs that we'll provide you guys tonight. My name is Jay Stan. Do not have me on camera once again because that is an SDK thing. And well, usually I have Jason Rockefeller to my side, which obviously you can't see tonight, but he is in the car. We have a charter for the Cup Series for the remainder of the season. So Jason Rockefeller wanted to do a one-off here and is able to race at Indianapolis. And I got a guest partner with me tonight. It's going to be Mr. Matthew Keach. Keach, welcome, man.
Yeah, thank you guys for letting me fill in. Let me do a guest appearance, I guess.
Yeah, little one-off guest appearance. If it goes well, maybe we'll do a little bit more. Who knows? But this feels so weird not having a camera for you guys. But I apologize once again. But you guys are gonna be watching. Yeah, it's so weird for sure. As Dustin keyed in, he's not the most happiest about it, and you can't blame him, of course, because the products is a lot more tamed down. I guess is the best way to put that. But these guys are on the grid here for the starting lineup. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go down the top 10. And then Matt's got 11 through 20. Then I'll cover the rest. Chad Lang going to take the first pole of the 2023 B season. Jeff Chandler's going to be starting in second place. Kyle Milliken in the 42 will start in third. Robert Malikian in the 22 will start in fourth place. Chris Beck, 44, going to be in fifth. Sixth place will be Stephen Hollingsworth. Seventh place, Brody Hanna. Eighth, Sherwood Williford. Ninth place, TJ Bartell. And starting in 10th place, Jamie Knopp.
And starting in the 11th position, Lane Allen. Robert Tracy starting 12th. Ben Tracy 13th. Tony Soler in the 14th position. Wayne Grassi, I hope I got that name right, starting P15. Jason Rockefeller starting 16th. Those are the last of the qualifiers. Jose Acosta, P17. James Wallace, 18th. Ryan Chapman, 19th. And 20th, Brian Dubel.
21st would be Joshua Johnson. 22nd, James Torrey. 23rd place, Ryan Hedrick. 24th, Colton Gum. 25th, Alan Duranco. 26th, Colby Mice. And tonight's 27th place car, Stephen Loomis. And Keith, you got a couple of the names wrong, but it's okay. You don't expect, 100%
Hey man,
the
first time seeing these guys, usually I'm on the other side of the broadcast. I'm just watching, so gotta get these guys names right.
That's right. So the only one really that I had to pick out is Brian Dublé will be not Dubel, but everybody else, good job there on that one. That's right. And Tony Solari, as Dustin said, that is the other one. But we're good to go here. We're going to take one pace lap around this place, and then 80 laps to figure this thing out. Lap 25 will be your stage break. So after the 10th place car crosses the line on lap 25, we'll head over to a caution and a commercial break after that. And then the final, 50 laps or so, we will have continued coverage to the end of the race. Jumping over to the chats, Richie Boy saying, "What's up, nerds from the RV park in North Carolina? Let's go, Fury." And I'm so glad you're tuning in, man. That's awesome to see. And then Doyle Lawrence, again, our friendly partner in crime almost at this point, giving us all the racing tips, saying, "Help, nerds crew." Or he said hello, not help, but we need help anyways. So with the lax of graphics and stuff like that. And then I'll say, "Let's go, Jeff Chandler." Of course, you're rooting for him. He's starting in second place tonight. Gonna be right on the outside of Chad Lang. I think that's his first pole, at least of the 2023 B season. And these guys are coming off turn number 4. We're gonna get this thing going here. Let's see how this four, and that really nice throwback, by the way, Kevin Harvick throwback. Love that paint skin. Never gets old to see. And we're just waiting for premature Patrick to throw the green flag, and there he is. Green flag is out. So these guys are underway for 80 laps here for the Brickyard 200.
So far, nothing going wrong in turn one. A couple cars getting a little tight there. We saw a lot of that in the practice session. A lot of cars getting tight off these corners.
Yeah, it's a really tricky thing here. You either get really tight because it's such a flat corner, really fast. Guys are carrying 150, 160 miles an hour, almost 200 miles an hour entering the corner. So you have to get woed up, and it's 4 separate corners, and it just really makes it really tricky. You're either really loose or really tight. We saw both ends of that spectrum in practice there, Matt.
Yeah, there's a little contact there entering turn 3, probably about 6th or 7th position, 2 cars side by side.
Yeah, we see the number 44 there, Chris Beck, returning this week alongside Fury Motorsports driver Brody Hanna. The 44, Chris Beck, does clear Brody on the front straightaway. They go single file real quick, and it looks like, up until maybe 15th place, which they even go single file. So real quickly on lap number 2, almost the entire field going single file, playing the conservative game for stage 1.
Yeah, gotta think long term here, because you can't win it on lap 2. So you gotta make sure that you're there at the end. It's kind of almost like a restrictor plate race. You gotta make sure that you're there at the end.
Yeah, 100% there. Jumping to the Facebook chats, Justin Dilt saying, "Let's go Elevated Esports." Welcome to the chats, man. And then also Richie Coy back on saying next gen running where they should on the Indy Oval, which that is a hugely popular opinion there, Richie. I'm the weird one who likes the road course. I'm not saying that you should run road course versus oval. I love the oval as well. But I do like the road course. So maybe if they did a split where they did, 2 races a year here and just ran one of each version. But the oval definitely needs to be back. I 100% agree with that. What do you think, Keach?
I definitely think that the oval needs to be back. And from what I've heard is that the oval is back for 2024. I cannot confirm it, but that's what I'm hearing for next year's schedule.
Yeah, I think that's right. They had a tire test literally today, and then we'll have one tomorrow for the oval side. So they are working on getting that tire set up for that. Saw a little pass for position. At least I did. The 42, Kyle Milliken passed to the 25 of Stephen Hollingsworth. That's going to shift Kyle Milliken into position 4. Stephen Hollingsworth back to P5. And then also a few spots back, Sherwood Williford now is under attack there from the number 75, TJ Bartel. Clears them into turn 1. 33 gets a great run there through the center, but can't do anything with it and has to back off.
Yeah, good racing all throughout here so far. Everybody trying to stay single file, minding their P's and Q's. I think I saw a little farther in the back of the pack coming down the front straightaway. Oh, yep, there he is coming down the back. That is the 0-1 car, Jason Rockefeller, trying to make a move on the 7. Let's see if he can get it done here.
Yeah, I was just wanting to check in on him. He gets a little tight there. You mentioned that tight was definitely a thing in practice for sure. Jason Rockefeller has been loose on exit, at least in the practice for us, but a lot of our guys experiencing tight. He's been trying to work on that to get that really stable there. So opening showing for this guy in the 0-1. In that bright green and white Nerditudes car. Currently started in. Oh, we actually got a caution on the track for the first time. Yes,
and it's the 44 machine as he goes around.
That's Chris.
Did not see what happened. I just saw him break loose.
Yeah, let's take a look on that. I know we can't have.
Oh, there was contact.
Yeah, the 23 and the 44, Brody Hanna just drove it into the corner, and I guess Chris Beck didn't really see the or see 23 there or vice versa, but early contact match. They weren't even in the corner when the contact happened.
No, they were just into the braking zone, getting into turn number 1, and man, that's definitely not how you want to play this race. You really want to, mind easy.
Yeah, trying to take a look at it at a couple different angles, and yeah, just they ran really close together for probably a couple hundred feet, And then before corner entry, I don't know if Chris Beck just wanted to get a really early apex, try to get in the corner there and just contact happen. But since we got time here, we're underneath caution for the first time presented by Roasted Gems Coffee. We're gonna kick this thing over to picture-in-picture commercial break. We'll be back with you guys shortly. Actually, we're gonna try to figure that out here. It looks like the picture-in-picture mode giving us a little bit of issues with this SDK issue overall tonight, so I apologize once again. We're going to figure that out, but while we're still looking into it, early movers here. Go ahead there, Matt.
I'm going to go ahead and interject a little. Looking back at this replay, it almost looks like a little bit of netcode, because both cars are going straight down the straightaway here, and then all of a sudden the 44 just gets turned when the 23 does get to his left rear.
Yeah, I wasn't sure exactly on that notion there. I mean, that's a good thing to point out. They ran so close for so long that, things happen over the internet, and that could have possibly played a part of it. But the fact that they ran so close, so early for so long, going to the entrance of turn one, I wasn't too sure on that notion. But it looks like we have a couple takers on pit road. Chris Beck in the 44 obviously made that contact with Brody Hanna. He comes down pit road, and Jason Rockefeller going to take an early pit stop here. So at least 2 cars down pit road early on in this race.
Yeah, I think the 44, based upon his damages, I think that might be almost... do they have a chance to fix their damage with a fast repair and get back out there without losing a lap?
So no, it is an open setup series, and there is no fast repairs whatsoever. So, but the good thing, the good thing for the 44 is under pace laps, that's over 2 minutes of time per lap. So a lot of time if you have any sorts of damage to get that thing repaired. And I think we got the commercial software part of it back up and running. So we're going to try once again to go picture-in-picture commercial break. Be back with you guys shortly. And back to full screen here as these guys are in turn 3, headed toward turn 4 to get this first restart underway. And really no difference up front except for just a couple minor swaps of position. Jeff Chandler is going to lead this thing P1 to the green flag this time. Chad Lang is going to flip-flop. He's going to be starting in second place to the outside. Robert Malikian also up one position. He's going to be starting on the inside row, number 2 and 3rd. And that 42, Kyle Milliken, same thing. He flip-flops from 3rd to 4th. Will be on the outside of row 2. Pace car is going to be coming down right about now. Takes the really sharp corner for no reason. He's just having fun there on the track. Waiting for the green flag to fly once again. Jeff Chandler's going to lead this thing off. Green flag is out. These guys are back underway, and he gets a pretty decent restart, this time over the 4.
The 4 got a fantastic jump there on the top. So he's going to battle the leader coming into turn 1, but decides better of it and falls in the line.
Lose a couple car links real quick there to Jeff Chandler, the 22, the 42, and everybody else right behind him, all single file out to about 10th place. This is where business is still going right now. The 14 Lane Allen on the inside of the 33 of Sherwood Williford. And then we see the 7 of Wayne Grossi trying to get around the 11 of Tony Solari. 67 James Wallace still on the inside of the 63 Ben Tracy. These guys are just 2 by 2 by 2 for 10th place, which seems to be the normal here.
Yeah, once the front runners start single filing it out, the guys in the back, they want to try to make up as much ground as possible, especially the ones that came in under the last caution to get service onto their vehicles.
And we actually saw a little 3 wide there through 3 and 4. One of those guys being a brand new guy to FTSR, the number 24, Jose Acosta. Really cool paint skin for him for at Wolfpack Racing. And right now he's on the inside of the 47, Ryan Hedrick. Off the turn 2 onto the back straightaway. They're still side by side. The draft preference is with Ryan Hedrick in the 47. And he's going to almost clear Jose getting to the corner, but Jose has the nose there, keeps that position. They still remain side by side.
47 had to check up there on the outside of the 24 machine. Caused the 9, he had a great run coming down the back straightaway. Caused him to check up, and now he's falling into the clutches of the car behind him.
Still somehow side by side here. Colby Mice in the 9, Jason Rockefeller in the 0-1. They're waiting for these guys to finish what they're doing here, and they finally do it. They go single file. The 47, Ryan Hedrick gets the better of Jose there at the end of the front straightaway. Now the number 9 of Colby Mice wasting no time. Now putting the attack on the 24 off of turn 2.
And looking out a little up front here as everyone starts to single file it out, probably around 10th or so. They're still battling here for side by side. And that 31 machine of Jeff Chandler, he has checked out.
Yeah, Jeff Chandler already a half a second lead over second place. Chad Langer off of turn 4. I think this lap he's going to extend that lead by a 10th or 2. It's what it looks like to me coming to the line. This time his lead extends by 2/10. He's got a .675 second lead over second place. We're looking a little bit through the field now. The 22, Robert Malikian. They're in 3rd, running a really solid race. Had podium last week. Looking to go back-to-back on that, and he's got that momentum rolling for him now. You see a little bit further back.
Yeah, they were just getting a little sideways. That looks to be the 07 machine, I do believe. Yes, yeah. Robert Tracy. I think he might have caught the wall coming off of turn number 2.
Yeah, either caught or got really close, and he's battling right now that 7 car of Wayne Grossi. They still remain side by side through 3 and now 4 on corner exit. Robert Tracy has the preferred groove. Wayne Grossi pulls to the outside to go single file back here. Now here comes the 63 of Ben Tracy to make a move on Tony Solari.
Oh, yep. The 7 machine, he got a little tight there through the center as the 2 still battle side by side in corner number 2 here. Let's see, does the 11 get a good run using that high line, which is usually not preferred here at Indianapolis?
You just see a lot of guys run to the bottom. Ben Tracy actually had a really conservative corner exit, remains pretty low on the track. James Wallace in the 67 right behind him shoots down to try to give him some momentum. And no, yeah, big tight there for sure, and almost made contact with Tony Solari. Tony had to check up his line. These guys still remaining side by side, and behind them, the 57, Joshua Johnson, actually makes contact with the outside wall, battling Colby Mice in the 9 there off of 4.
And this is a big gaggle of cars as they all start to battle for position. The 9 and the 24. The 24 pushed the 9 all the way down that front straightaway. As they go 3 wide in the short chute in between turns 1 and 2 here.
The newcomer Jose Acosta just getting his money's worth of his first race here at FTSR. Tried to go 3 wide for the second time already before we got to even lap 15, which, reminder, on lap counts, lap 25 is stage break. So right now we're on lap 14. So when they get to the line, it'll be 11 laps to go before we get to the stage caution.
No better way than your first race is to go out and go let everybody know that you mean business.
And he's trying to do that there. Inside the top 20, not expecting huge things because we don't know much about the guy, but at least he's able to hold his own 3 wide and not make any car contact. So right there alone shows what he can do behind the wheel there as we kind of focus in now on the 22 Robert Malikian, shifting gears to the 25 of Stephen Hollingsworth and the 23 of Brody Hanna. This is the battle for 4th and 5th on the track.
Yeah, good little battle here as these guys tried to use the draft, maybe saving a little fuel, trying to play that long-term game here. But the leaders up front, the lead has started to come down a little bit, not by much, but just a 10th or 2 here and there. Chad Lane, he's really starting to close in on the 31 machine.
Yeah, he's trying to see if that car is better on the long run or short run. We know Jeff Chandler's fast on the short run. He is each and every single week. But the long game here, as we see Chad Lane gain just a 100th of a second, 0.543 behind your race leader, Jeff Chandler. Third place, Robert Malikian, that time was 2 seconds back from the race leader. Fourth place, 3.5. And the top 5 car, Brody Hand, the 23, 3.3 as well. So that just shows to show you that the top few guys have kind of really separated themselves. And then really from 4th through 10th are only separated by 1 second, Matt. So that's where the most of the action is on the track, as we're kind of keying on it. The 25 right now, Stephen Hollingsworth on the outside. Jamie Knopp on the inside makes that pass happen. Now Sherwood Williford in that 33 looking to gain that position.
Yeah, good little battle here. The 33, he's trying to figure a way around that 25 machine. There's a good scrap behind him, too. A couple cars trying to go side by side here. Looks like the Bass Pro Shops machine stuck on the outside here.
That's going to be the 14, Elaine Allen, under fire by the 07, Robert Tracy. The 14 gets a great run through the center of turn 1, which I was really surprised that the 14 is such a great launch off the corner exit there. Now he sucks up to the back bumper of the 75, TJ Bartel of Lone Wolf Racing. And the 07, that was the battle, by the way, for 9th and 10th place there. So now the 14 is looking to gain 8th place over TJ.
Yeah, the 07, he's trying to rebound after that turn 1 and turn 2 was not particularly very good for him. He was pretty tight entry there. Almost hit him on the exit, but the car being kind of loose. So let's see if he can't regather it and try to go back after him.
Top 10 still remains about where the most of the action is on the track. From 5th place onward, about 13th or 14th. That's only about a 2-second separation between all those cars. So we'll continue to kind of focus in on that. But Chad Lang, good kind of refresh back to the race leader, Jeff Chandler, Chad Lang. Those guys still 0.5 separation between each other. Robert Malikian in 3rd drops back to 2.4. So slowly gaining is Jeff Chandler and Chad Lang over the rest of the field.
Yeah, now the big question that I have, is the 31 kind of saving his stuff a little, not going all out, or is he just kind of playing with the 4 a little, trying to give him some hope that he might have a chance here?
You know, that's a great question, and to answer that, kind of, Doyle Lawrence, painter for Jeff Chandler, he is always on our YouTube, and he is saying now, I am hoping Jeff is not killing his tires right front too early. I mean, it's hard to tell. We don't have that look in there on his tire wear, but he gained another second, or a 10th rather, over the 4 of Chad Lang. It's really hard to tell. Jeff Chandler's really good at just, maintaining his pace throughout the entire run, especially on the short run. But when it comes to a track like Indianapolis, which is pretty hard on tires overall, and Jeff Chandler just came off the screen. You saw the camera not move. This could be an issue here for Jeff Chandler once again to have maybe some technical difficulties.
Yeah, that was kind of shocking. The 31 just he kind of just disappeared there.
Yeah, he's not coming back in. I think he's going to fall out. So this might be the second or third time this season that Jeff Chandler's has some sort of internet technical difficulties. And to answer your question, Doyle, yeah, I will definitely try my best to do that. Number 4, Chad Lang resumes the lead on lap 20. So we got 5.5 laps to go before we get to stage caution. But Robert Malikian now has gained a little bit over the 4 of Chad Lang. So coming up to 5 laps to go. The question is, does Robert Malikian have anything for the 4 of Chad Lang before getting a stage break?
But now that the 4, he's got clear air, so I don't know if the 22 is gonna catch him unless the 4 saves a lot. But yeah, as we come down with 4 laps to go until our stage break here. 22, he's running pretty consistent. Is he just barely beat out the 4 by about a tenth there?
Yeah, just a tenth there. 1.6 seconds separates the 4 and the 22. As now we have 5 laps to go. Brody Hanna slowly gaining in on the 22. Robert Malikian here down the back straightaway. These guys are separated by just under 1 second. Then right now we're looking at the 84 of Jamie Knopp. Right behind him, the 25 of Stephen Hollingsworth, and then the 33, that being Sherwood Williford. That is for 4th, 5th, and 6th place on your screen right here.
Yeah, good little battle here between the 25 and the 33. The 33, he gets close, but just can't make it work for him here as they exit corner number 4.
Got lap 22, so the 4 laps to go before these guys see the caution here. And the 23 of Brody Hanna continues to close in just a little bit more. Now he's only 7/10 of a second separated from the second place car, the 22 of Robert Malikian. Jeff Chandler still has not joined back into the session, so this is going to put him at least 4 to 5 laps down if he can even join back in. We'll have to see if we can get some word with him later on. Maybe if he jumps in the chat or whatnot, as we're looking on there, the 22 and the 23. Actually, we have a caution here on the track, the second one presented by Roasted Gems Coffee. And as I'm cycling through the field to find out exactly where that happened on the track, this is going to be it for stage there, Matt. If it's under 5 laps to go, it's going to be stage break when the caution comes out. So Chad Lang in the number 4 will win the stage points on this one, P1 for the 4 car.
Yeah, Chad Lane, he'll get that win like you just mentioned. Robert, was it Malikian? Hopefully I got that right. Might have messed it up a little bit, but he will take the 2nd spot there. Brody Hanna, P3 there. Good little run for him.
Yeah, Malikian, I think you had it pretty good on the head, so I'll give you credit
close
for that one. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I'm looking through. I know we don't have like the live replay for you, but at least to try to find the caution. I have not found it just yet cycling through. Even someone keyed up and said, what happened? Because we didn't see anything that happened on the track. So a little bit of a mysterious caution there. But it is time to kick it back over to our second commercial break here, as we're going to let these guys take their pit stops. And then we'll be back shortly before the drop of the green flag. And back to full screen coverage here as the pace car lights just turned out. And I think we're going to try to bring in one of our drivers available to us. And this time it's going to be from LA Motorsports, the number 84 at Jamie Knopp, which you see on your screen right now. Jamie Knopp, this is Jeremy in the Nerd TV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got.
Hey, man, that car's looking pretty fast overall. I know you picked up some momentum this season. What do you think it's going to take from that car to get yourself in at least podium, if not grabbing the checkered flags this evening?
I feel like I'm pretty good on the long run, and so as long as I don't lose any spots right here, because track position is a lot, and hopefully I don't lose touch with the leaders and maybe late in the run and the green flag pit stop if we don't have a yellow, maybe that'll play into my favor a little bit, but not real sure. 23 is real fast long run also, so that's probably be the main one there.
And how's your car feeling on the long run? Is it tight or loose?
It's a little tight at the beginning, and then it comes in to where it ain't so loose at the end. I tried to tighten it up just a tick because in practice I would be fast for like 15 laps, and then I would fall off and be loose. So I kind of tried to fix it where to be just a little tighter for the long run and not get real loose. And a few of them there was getting sideways. So.
All right, well, appreciate that information. You got one corner left for going back to green flag. I'm going to drag you back down. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks so much.
That was Jamie Knopp there, driver the 84. And we're going back to green flag, Jason. Or, not Jason. He's in the car tonight. It's Matt Keach. We're going back to green flag, Matt. This time, Chad Lane's going to resume your race lead. A couple of updates, too. Jeff Chandler lost power, so that's why he fell out there. He's back in the session, but multiple laps down. And we're trying to get word on the number 11 there of Tony Solari, who came off of turn 1, hit the wall, and his car drove to the bottom of the track, way off the track. And I don't know why the caution came out for him, because he was nowhere near the racing surface. But that is why we had our second caution of this evening. But we're back to green flag. The number 4 there of Chad Lang gets a pretty decent restart, but 23 of Brody Hanna is right on the money here, looking at maybe a pass up here in turn 3.
Yeah, the 23, man, he's getting a very good run down the back. Thought about maybe the inside, but thought better of it. Kind of backed off. Kind of seeing what the 4's got. Try to find a chink in that armor in the 4, because, man, that car is very good.
All of a sudden is the best car one of there with the 31 now, multiple laps down and whatnot. We're seeing some early movement here through the pack. Almost looks like a Pocono restart back here. A lot of cars on the front straightaway just moving in and out here, but when they get back to turn 1, they go single file until you get to about 10th place, 11th place. Always seems to be where the most of the action is. Oh, there's a contact.
Oh, contact. And the 7, he saves it. What a fantastic save by the 7 machine. Unfortunately, he's going to lose a lot of ground there, though.
There's more contact. More wreck in the 42, the 47. That's Kyle Malicki in there, and the 47 of Ryan Hedrick. And I don't know how there's not a caution. They're continuing to wreck each other all the way down to the turn 3. No caution, Matt.
That's pretty surprising. Because, man, there was 3 cars involved. I believe the 7 actually was involved yet again. But that's pretty surprising that no yellow was thrown there.
Yeah, I wish we could go back and look at Tony Solari when he came off track. He was at the very bottom of turn 2 on the infield. Very bottom, right? Caution comes out. He's nowhere near the surface. These guys are wrecking right next to the surface. They're just on the inside of the apron. And there's no caution, which, here at FTSR, the caution is only thrown by iRacing, period. So it's just really strange how that did not have a caution there. But that wreck happened all the way back, and when the 7 was really wide on the corner, had contact with the 57 of Joshua Johnson, and then the 47 and 42 just naturally came together because of that. Just a huge chain of events that took those guys out early on.
Yeah, it's a shame for them. But as we look here, the 33 and the 75, they battle side by side coming down the front straightaway here. Past the yard of bricks, entering corner number 1. We got 2 by 2 here.
As we're on lap number 29 of scheduled 80 right now. Yeah, this is a battle for 5th and 6th place. That's TJ Bartel on the outside, Sherwood Williford on the inside. And then you got Robert Tracy in the 07, who just passed the 14 lane now and gets a little loose off corner exit. It's going to allow Stephen Hollingsworth in the 25 to gain that position.
Yeah, he pulled the crossover move on the car in front of him. I believe that was the 14 machine, and he just drove right around him.
Update to Jeff Chandler. He does resume this race 3 laps down, so not terrible. I thought it was going to be more than that. So if he can pick up a few cautions, we got Robert Malikian and Ryan Hedrick, the guys who are just involved in that wreck. They're 1 lap down at the moment, so Jeff has to get around those 2 and then get 3 cautions to get himself back into this thing. But right now, that pack that was side by side, those are all single filed out here. As you see, the 22 has passed Brody Hanna for 2nd place.
Yeah, great run for him. As I'm just looking here at chat, Doyle says we need a few cautions for Jeff to catch up. Yeah, it's going to be really tough for him to make up those couple of laps that he's lost with his power outage, unfortunately.
Yeah, Indianapolis is not known for having a bunch of cautions, at least from what I can remember. So for Jeff to gain those positions, it's going to take quite a bit of mishaps here on the track. But we're seeing a couple early on here, so it's not completely out of the picture just yet, as these guys now are on lap 31.
Robert Tracy and Stephen Hollingsworth coming out of turn number 3. They almost made some contact. It was pretty close there on exit. There's a battle a little farther back with the 01 machine. They went side by side, coming off of the first corner. Good little battle back here. Good guys battling for all that they can now as they go single file down the back straightaway.
Yeah, through the middle of turn 1, Jason Rockefeller just, he gave a little bit extra room to Ryan Chapman, but Ryan didn't actually go all the way to the white line at the bottom, which is very easy to miss the mark there on the corner. And then Jason turned his car down just a little bit further, made door-to-door contact. It was squared up, so it didn't wreck anybody or anything. No one hit the wall. But Jason Rockefeller continues to fall back a little bit, gets loose off of turn 4, which was his money corner in practice. Just starting to feel the loose effect now in his favorite corner on this track, the 57. Joshua Johnson makes the pass on the inside, clears him in there in turn 1.
Yeah, 01, he tried to do the crossover, just can't get it done there coming off of the first corner. Tries to set him up off 2 here. 57 runs a little wide, but the 01, he might get that good run coming down the back.
If we get another caution, the next person we will pull in will be Jason Rockefeller in the 01 to do the in-race report with him. He's usually in the booth with us at least for 2023B and hopefully beyond that, but still single filed here. Give a quick shout out to one of our partners while these guys are running green flag laps, taking them away. We're going to shout out the series sponsor, Mach-1 Performance, race car fabrication shop that is started by the late Johnny Coy Jr. The shop has produced champions and winners of all sorts of racing divisions, from road circuits like the SCCA to NASA and a dirt and pavement oval racing. So visit them on Facebook at facebook.com/Mach-1 Performance. And if they're in your area and you have a local race car that needs some repair work done to it and put it into winning form, look no further at Mach-1 Performance. And you see just ahead there, the 22 and the 23. This is a battle for 2nd place on the track. Brody Hanna regained 2nd place.
Yeah, that's turning out to be a fantastic battle between these two, as the 4 machine of Chad Lane, he just continues to pull away. But looking here back at chat yet again, Tony Soler saying that he checked up for a car, went right into the wall. That's not very good for him, unfortunately.
That's definitely not good there. And you're starting to see a little bit of snake effect there on the front straight of the 23, and the 23 started it, and I saw a few others do the same thing. So they're just trying to break the draft from one another as they go down these really long straightaways, which we were talking to Jason in practice, and he was saying that the draft has a huge effect here on these cars down these really long straightaways at really fast speeds, upwards of 195 miles an hour. So no question the draft is playing no effect with these guys here tonight.
Yeah, and also another thing that we got to think about when you come to Indianapolis is aero. You know, because you get these big monster runs coming down these straightaways, but you got to get the car woed up to get into the corners and not hit the wall coming out of it.
Yeah, 100% there. And Jeff Chandler has resumed as your first car on the Lucky Dog stat. So if we have another caution, Jeff Chandler will be the one receiving that. But at the moment, we stay green. The 22 Malikin gets really tight off of turn 1 there. We're cycling through the field here, rather. The 22, actually, I don't know how he made that ground back up. He got really tight in turn 1, had to check up big, but when he got to turn 2, he drove it in and made it stick there. So he really didn't lose too much ground as we kind of cycle back through the 14. There's the 9, the 67, and now we're focused on the 24 of Jose. And then down to our usual in-race supporter, the 27, Ryan Chapman, but we don't have any cameras, so we can't see him in his car tonight, which is a shame. But he's running pretty good there. Still cycling through the field here. Number 2 of Alan Duranco right behind him. That first place car, at least on the Lucky Dog podium, that's going to be a 31 of Jeff Chandler. Still remains 3 laps down at this time.
As the field has started to single file out and get strung out here. But good little battle here with the 75 in 5th position with the 33 of Sherwood Williford. Got a good little battle brewing here. The 07 machine and the 25 as they start to battle yet again.
Never ceases to amaze me that the usual hot spot on the track is in a wider spectrum. 5th to 15th right now. It's a little more inside the top 10 that we're seeing all the good racing action so far through now 37 laps as these guys get to the line this time here. Coming off of turn number 4, still focusing on a bunch of cars right here. You actually see the front car in this pack is the 23 second place car, Brody Hanna, as we're looking at Robert Tracy in the 07, who's in 7th and 8th places. We got a little side-by-side. TJ Bartel might have scraped the wall, gives the spot up to Sherwood Williford.
As we got some good battles here. 33, he tries to defend from the 75 machine. Runs a little high there. 07's he's going to have, oh, he almost hit the wall there coming off of corner number 2. Comes under fire from the 25 machine. Down the back straightaway, side by side. 25 should easily have him here.
Gonna try to make the effort here. Robert Tracy trying everything, but just drives it in too deep. I don't know if he's gonna make that stick over Stephen Hollingsworth. Stephen almost cleared there, but coming through turn 4, this is where the pass will happen. They go back to single file. Lane Allen in the 14. Putting a nose underneath the 07, Robert Tracy. And he's now going to battle for his position. That's going to be for 8th place.
Yeah, good battle there for sure. Let's see if he can't get it done here in the turns number 1. Oh, looks like he got a little tight there. And the 07 does too as he tries to stay off the outside retaining wall.
Both making strong efforts there. Still remain side by side. 14 Lane Allen could not get him cleared. So the 07 is going to have the draft help from the 25 of Hollingsworth down the back straightaway to get them deadlocked side by side. Getting to turn 3s, we kind of cycle back up through the field here, looking at Williford, which is in 5th place. Jamie Knopp right in front of him in 4th. But minus the race lead, Chad Lang, who's got a 1.2 second lead over 2nd place Brody Hanna coming up to lap number 39. This is pretty good racing from 2nd place onward to about 6th, 7th, 8th place. They're not letting each other go there, Matt.
Yeah, I was just paying attention to the battle for 11th. It's a 4-car gaggle with Colby Meese, James Wallace, Ryan Chapman, and Jose Acosta as they all get single filed out now. Ooh, and the 27 machine got a little loose coming off of corner number 1.
Yeah, that was a pretty sporadic there. Corner exit of turn 1 there. That's the 27 to Ryan Chapman. I don't know if he actually made wall contact. I don't think he did, but the car was definitely out of shape for just a moment. Now the 24 of Jose Acosta. Looking to the inside here of the 27 of Ryan Chapman. Able to clear him. That's going to be for 12th position on the track. You see Ben Tracy right behind them in that blue Sunoco Chevrolet Camaro. He's looking onward, trying to make some moves up through the field.
As now these guys kind of get it sorted out for the time being. 67 machine trying to get around that number 9, which is actually a fantastic paint scheme. Got the flames down the side.
which I've shouted this out before. I know a lot of people used to, or got really old of flames, early 2000s overused. I always still appreciate flames whenever they're done correctly. So I really like that skin. On the number 9 of Colby Mice, you see the number 24, Jose Acosta, once again, this time looking underneath the 67 of James Wallace, able to make the pass happen really quick there. Impressive move there by Jose. And he's going to try to go for a twofer here, looking underneath the number 9 of Colby Mice. Not able to make the move as fast. Oh, the 67 James Wallace getting pretty loose right behind them. And he's going to squeeze the gap and made it. But Ryan Chapman said, all right, I'm going to take a quick cut to the inside and try to get my positions back here.
Yeah, the number 9, I don't know what kind of issue he had entering the third turn there, but now these guys are really battling behind him. Almost went 3 wide as they still battle side by side here entering corner number 2.
So close here, Ryan Chapman to the inside quarter panel of Jose Acosta. I do not know how they did not make contact. The packed air there between the two cars could have turned them so easily, but somehow did not. They go back to single file, though, with Jose leading the charge here. Now has to regain that momentum to try to catch that number 9 of Colby Mice.
Yeah, the number 9, he's just looking to try to just get some solid corners and run away from this pack, trying to catch the cars up in front of him. But everybody behind him has started to single file out. Let's see if they can run him back down.
Looking on here at the 25 of Hollingsworth on the inside of 75 TJ Bartel. Almost made contact themselves. They are currently on lap number 42, so we're just past the halfway point here in the Brickyard 200. Stephen Hollingsworth clears the number 75 of TJ Bartel as they head down the back straightaway. Chad Lang has lost half of his lead now to the number 23 of Brody Hanna. 0.852 separate the 4 and the 23.
Yeah, roughly about 2/10 lost there lap time wise. So I don't know if the 4 he's just trying to save a little, or if the 23 he's starting to push it, but it's definitely going to be exciting for sure.
Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I do know when we talked to Jamie Knopp earlier there on that stage break that he said Brody Hanna is really fast on the long run. So to see him inching toward the number 4, Chad Lang, that tells me just initially that Brody just has a much better long run car, and the 4 is starting to fall off here, losing his lead. He lost another 0.4 that lap. So Brody underneath a half a second from that 4 car.
Yeah, I wonder if the 4 car, if he set it up to run short runs rather than the long run. But yeah, that 23 machine, he is closing in in a hurry for sure.
Yeah, and he's bringing everyone with him too. Brody Hanna, if you look right behind them, 3rd place Jamie Knopp, 4th place Robert Malikian, and the 33 that are Sherwood Williford. They are in tow, being drawn along by the 23. So all these guys now within a second and a half of each other here. This battle for inside the top 5 is going to heat up here as Brody gets to the back of Chad Lang. He's going to have to make a quick pass, or else we're going to see this 84 Knopp here get to him real quick, and then it's going to be errand for themselves inside this top 5.
Yeah, as he looks to the outside and changes to the inside. Oh, gets very loose coming off with the second corner. But he got the run coming down the straightaway. The 84 is right with him, pushing him as he's thought about looking to the inside, but backed out of it.
Yeah, the 4 Chad Lang, huge loose there. Huge moment for him off of turn 2. Had to avoid the wall by lifting a lot, and that's going to allow the 23 Hanna, the 84 Jamie Knopp to get around him. Number 4 Chad Lang cannot hold on to it anymore, and he's going to bring his gear wrench Chevrolet Camaro down pit road here for his, I would now imagine, close to being scheduled stop anyways.
Yeah, and just keeping an eye here on about 10th place or so with the 927 and a couple other cars. These guys have not stopped battling at all. They've gotten single file for the moment, but that doesn't mean that they ain't going to dice it up here down on the straightaways.
These guys all still remain nose to tail right here. This is inside 10th position. Actually, the 9 car of Colby Mice holds 10th place, so that's a stat on the board there. You want to be in, if you're going to try to get a top 10 or a top 5 stat, in this case top 10, you're going to want to pass that number 9 of Colby Mice. So seeing a lot of cars right behind him, other than the 31 of Jeff Chandler, who is not the highest person on the lap count leaderboard, that now belongs to the number 10 of Colton Gum, who's 2 laps down. We're seeing the 25 of Steven Hollingsworth. He's coming down pit road for his scheduled green flag stop.
Yeah, that 31, it's a shame that bad things happen there for him, but he's definitely had the fast hot rod as he tries to get through this traffic in front of him.
As we're looking through this pack here, number 9 of Colby Mice gets a little loose off of turn 1. It's going to allow the 27 of Ryan Chapman to get to his outside here off corner exit. See if the 27 makes the dive to the bottom, but it looks like he's going to keep his nose tucked in. Going to utilize the draft down the back straightaway here with the number 9. Does he look to the inside? No, he actually backs up corner entry here. He's going to try to set himself up here for turn 3 and turn 4.
Yeah, I think the 9 actually used the number 4 machine as a slight pick to try to keep the car behind him in line, so he wouldn't have to worry about him trying to get that position entering the third turn.
Yeah, it's a solid point there. These guys are not losing a terrible amount of time there from the time they pit to the time they get to the end of their long green flag run. Not too much time there. Is the number 0.
Oh! And we
Contact!
And the fastest car of the day in the 4 ends up in the wall.
And once again, no caution is out. And that was the 07 of Trace and the number 9 of Colby Mice happened to really check up. And then I don't know what happened there, but Ryan Chapman in the 27 turned down. As you see another car under the wall on the inside backstretch, that's the 37 of Brian Dublé. Single car incident, I presume there, as he just rolls through the grass all the way through. And iRacing, minus the Tony Solari incident, is being very cautious on throwing out the yellow flag. We stay green flag.
Yeah, that was a very odd incident. Not quite sure what happened to him there. But we got a good battle here still with the 9 machine and the 07. They battle side by side, coming through the short chute in between NASCAR 1 and 2.
I went back and watched that incident with the 37 Brian Dublé, and I wish we could bring that on the replay. I have no idea what happened. He turned down the track for I don't know what reason at all, and then at the beginning when the grass transitions from the asphalt, he got some air. I think all 4 wheels came off the ground at one point, but he kept it straight, which was so strange. I don't know why he was down in the grass, but you see him coming down to his pit box. 3, 2, 1. Hits his mark there. Going to get some 4 fresh set of virtual Goodyears on that car. But you see now the 84 is resumed as your race leader in front of the 23 Broda Hanna. This is on lap number 49.
Yeah, those two are so evenly matched. I feel like once the 84 got out in front, I think he might be able to hold the 23 off here for a while.
Yeah, Knopp just has a really good fast car on this long run here. So if he can keep this up, this might be the guy to watch out for, as long as the 31 doesn't get the cautions to go his way. I think Jimmy Knopp,
we got a wreck behind them.
Speaking of cautions,
down the back straightaway, the 07 machine. Did not see what started this, but I did see the 07 end up in the wall and then stopped on the racing surface.
I appreciate Dustin trying to cycle through all these camera angles without the help of SDK. So. But that was super unfortunate. The 07 Robert Tracy got really loose there in turn 2 entrance, hit the outside wall. And then as he came down the track, he nailed the 67 of James Wallace. So 2 cars involved in this third caution presented by Roasted Jim's Coffee. As we're starting to cycle through the field here, pace car has the leaders. Jamie Knopp there, first one, halfway down the back straightaway to catch the pace car. We're going to kick this thing to picture-in-picture commercial break once more. We'll be back with you guys before the drop of the green flag. And back to full screen here as we're about to have 1 lap to go left on this caution period for the 3rd time this evening. And your Martin Sports hashtag Get a Grip Lucky Dog Award recipient belongs to the 37 of Brian Dublé. Of course, we can't have that graphic on screen for you, but just notate that. And also, before we go back to green flag, I'm going to try to bring in our in-race reporter / fellow nerd here, Jason Rockefeller. Let's see if we can't get a quick word with him, with us, if I can drag him in correctly without messing him up. Jason, welcome back to the Nerd TV booth, man.
Hello, guys. I'm struggling back here.
Yeah, how's your experience at FTSR here for your first race?
Man, these guys run really, really hard. It's also just really hard to pass here, especially at Indianapolis. I mean, we started from the back. I was on a really good lap. I would have qualified within like the top 8 had I not have run out of time in the session for qualifying. But it's been really fun. I really enjoy it. I'm just getting frustrated because of how tight I am on the long runs. But I mean, the car definitely feels better in the middle of the run. Yeah. So hopefully we can salvage something out of this. I haven't wrecked yet, so hopefully we can keep it that way.
And
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say you're running your highest position right now too, in 13th. So you're making some progress out there.
Yeah, we're trying. Hopefully, just these restarts are really chaotic. You're fighting and clawing for positions. It seems like the outside lane gets rolling a lot better on these restarts here. But hopefully, we can put on a show and maybe make ourselves in the top 10 at the end of this.
All right, man. 1 corner left. I'm gonna bring you back down. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Apologize to you, Matt, there for cutting you off, but I had to get him back into the channel before we go back to green flag here. Pace car makes that really sharp cut there, and by strategy, look who's racing in P1 right now. That's that number 25 of Stephen Hollingsworth. He's going to lead the field to the green with the 84. Jamie up to his outside. The 25 gets a good launch on this start.
Good jump there on the bottom line. 25, he gets clear, and he takes the 22 machine with him. As the first 4 now single files, they battle side by side for the number 5 position.
Yeah, Robert Malikian had a great launch there too. Able to clear the 84 at Jamie Knaup. The 25 of Hollingsworth trying to utilize the draft brake snake effect there down the back straightaway. You've seen a couple cars here well within this top 10, still single or 2x2, and it goes down just to 1 set of cars there. That's the number 9 and the number 24. Going through turn number 3, Brody Hanna trying to make some moves and actually slaps the wall really hard there on corner exit of 3. Almost collects the 0-1 there of Jason Rockefeller. And now the 23 of Brody Hanna is going to be struggling, gets a little loose on corner exit that time. Somehow maintaining pace, but you know that car has got to be hurting.
Yeah, definitely, especially when you hit the wall that hard. And the big concern with these cars, especially if you hit the side to the rear, is did you damage that very vital toe link? Because if once that goes, it's not a very fun machine to drive.
Oh, as the 23 gets loose underneath the 27 of Chapman, able to maintain that, but that car has got to be hurting for sure. That's multiple times now the 23 has made mistakes, which doesn't happen often there, so he might be coming down for an early pit stop to get that thing repaired. But yeah, the rack and pinion toe link system, when these cars first came out, it was held together by a single toothpick, and now I think they've beefed it up to 2, maybe 3 toothpicks. So that car is still maintaining a decent pace considering how hard he hit that wall off turn 3.
Yeah, he really hit that wall pretty hard, but he's definitely holding on for dear life there in that machine as he falls behind the number 4.
Yeah, that's the last car in position on the lead lap. 18th place, Chad Lang in the 4, which is so weird. The 4 and the 23 were top 3 contenders. Even the 31 right in front of him. These 3 guys were in the top 3 for at some point part of the race, and now they're battling for 2 cars for 17th, 18th, and 1 car, the 31, is only 2 laps down now. So it's just a weird scene as we're now focusing on the 63. Almost makes contact. That's Ben Tracy on the inside of the 7. Wayne Grossi. That's through turns 3 and 4 as they're now approaching lap 56.
Yeah, it's crazy how quick the race can change in an instant for any of these guys as we see battle with the Sunoco machine versus the Pennzoil machine. They got a little tight there off of corner number 4 as they battled down the front straight and into the first turn.
You know what's crazy to me too, man, is this 25 of Stephen Hollingsworth almost in a second lead now over the 22 Robert Malikian. We were looking at the 84, the 22, after the 23 and the 4 and the 31 had dropped out. But this 25 of Hollingsworth, completely unexpected. He got clean air on the nose of his Ford Mustang. And that car's a rocket ship. Already gained a whole second almost over Robert Malicki and Jamie Knopp. Lane Allen, who's now in 4th place. He's up 7 spots, by the way, into that 4th spot. So kind of surprised here, but we know this 25, at least I do. The long run is a struggle. So if this remains green the rest of the way, which they're now on lap 57 of the scheduled 80, that's going to be 24 to go on the boards there. Does the 25 have enough tire to hold off these guys in a long run? That is my question.
Yeah, the big question for sure. I think his strategy might be to just try to get as big of a gap as he possibly can, and then just hold on there at the end, because we see a lot of snaking here coming down the back straightaway. That 22 machine trying to hold off that 84 as they enter to the 3rd corner. Good little battle here, but yeah, back to what you were saying about the 25 machine. Sometimes all you need is just that clean air on your nose, and then that car turns into an absolute rocket.
Yeah, it's such a beneficial thing to have on your nose. I mean, I know you want the draft down the back straightaway to help you have excess speed, to get where you need to go. But when you're trying to turn into a corner that's flat, you want all the air on the nose to help push that thing down to the ground, get all the grip you can, and so you make so much more ground when you're in front of somebody in that clean air like the 25 of Hollingsworth is. But it almost looks like at this point he's already starting to lose some of that speed out of that car, losing that excess grip that he needs, because Robert Maliki and the 22, the 84 Jamie Knopp, they have all caught Hollingsworth in just a matter of 2 laps. Almost a second lead is shriveled down to 0.4 seconds. But that was last lap. Coming up to the line this lap, they're 0.2 or 0.3 away.
Yeah, half of the top 5 just ran their personal fastest lap. And these guys are really starting to turn up the wick, as we see the 0-1 in the back trying to poke out. Thinks better of it as they go down the front straightaway into the 1st corner here. Everybody's still single file.
Cycling through the field a little bit here, focused on the 57. That's Joshua Johnson right behind him. The 27 of Ryan Chapman right on the back bumper there. Then our very own Jason Rockefeller behind them. 2 of the green, black, and white cars nose to tail here down the back straightaway on lap 59. So when they get to the line, they'll have 21 laps to go.
Yeah, just a quick note about that 57 machine. It just looks like he is slightly loose on corner exit. So let's see if he can't hold on to that machine. Try to still hold off that 27.
Yeah, Ryan seems to have a little bit faster car there. The 0-1, Jason gets a little wiggle off of turn 4, able to maintain that momentum. Does he make the pass or stay in line here with Ryan? And he looks like he's going to hold that line, going to back up the corner just a touch. And right behind them, you're going to see at least Duranko for the moment looked like he was going to get passed by the 24 of Jose, or actually that's the 63 of Ben Tracy. I apologize. Ben Tracy almost had the nose there, but now Wayne Grassi also putting a nose there. So these guys are really heating up this battle right now.
Yeah, just looking a little farther ahead up at the lead, the top 5, they are nose to tail with the 6-plate machine not far behind.
This is the battle on track.
Still looks like he's kind of struggling a little as the pack behind him has now caught him. Now it becomes the difficult part. Now you got to pass him. Can they do that?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. We've seen a couple of clean passes, and we've seen where people have taken over an entire lap to get around one person. If you're on the outside of a car trying to pass you on the bottom, if you really try to pinch off their corner entrance and exit especially, they have to lift so much more than you do, and you get that launch good enough to clear them. So if you're the 25 of Stephen Hollingsworth, you're going to have to start playing that card just to kind of be a little more aggressive. You're going to try to maintain this top 5 spot here, which right now he's doing a great job at doing so, holding off Robert Malinkian, 84 at Knopp, the 33 of Williford. I'm going to do a quick shout out to one of our partners. This time our friends over at iRacing iFlag. It is a iRacing standard for open sourced race marshalling lightboard system with 64 LED matrix system that displays racing flags of any variety on the iRacing service. It does it in a truly noticeable peripheral vision fashion, making it both impossible to miss any flag like yellow, blue, safety car, does not matter. It's going to do it, and it does a lot more too. It gives you all your spotter notifications. So if you're car high, car low, if you got the fast leader coming up behind you, it's going to notify you, and it's clear as day, and it's kind of cool. It's just as bright as what you would see on the catch fence of any NASCAR track. So if you're kind of looking to complete your sim rig, head over to iRacingIFlag.com and then use that promo code that we always describe, Super Nerd, which you see there on the bottom center of your screen in green. It's going to save you 15% off anything you purchase from iRacingIFlag. And closing that out there was almost some contact there with these guys that were focused in on. This is all well within your top 5.
Yeah, huge battle here for the second place as the 84 got around the 22. Monster run down the back straightaway in the last lap. Thought about taking the lead from the 25. Just could not get it done. Now, I think the 25, all he has to do is just run the line that the car behind runs. And all he has to do is just take the air off the nose, and then he can hold them all off. Keep them at bay, if you will.
Yeah, these guys are just directly nose to tail here and utilizing the draft. This is what the draft does sometimes. If you have the faster car, you can do some work. If you have a little bit slower car, you can utilize the draft to keep up with the guy that's doing it. Oh, and the 22 of Malikian almost makes contact with the 84 Jamie Knopp through turn 4 there, but they separate themselves down the front straightaway here. Knopp got a great launch off of turn 4. Now he's directly to the back bumper, that 25. Then the 84 gets a little tight on corner entry. 25 gets a tight exit. 84 is going to widen out turn 2 entrance here. Jamie Knopp is going to try to get some extra speed down the back straightaway. Will he make the pass this time?
Yeah, that's going to be the big question. He thought about pulling the crossover as he makes the move here and entering the third turn. Let's see if he can't get it done. And the 22, he sits back and watches the two battle and make contact as they come off of corner number 3.
25 did exactly what I was saying. You got to pinch off the corner exit, but they cut a little too close as they made contact. The 25 this time off of turn 4 almost hits the wall. If not, he barely just breathed on it. And he's going to remain the leader at least that time. Jamie Knopp utilizing the side draft to slingshot in front of the 25 of Hollingsworth. He's doing all he can here to hold him off, but it's just not going to be enough. The 84 almost has the 25 cleared coming through turn 2. This should probably lock it up, but no. 25 of Stephen Hollingsworth somehow maintaining this position right here.
Yeah, he had a good run coming off of the second corner. Thought about doing something down the back, but just nowhere to go. As now he has to worry about the 22 machine behind him as he looks to the inside.
This has actually brought in the 6th place car, the 75 of TJ Bartell, into picture. He was over a second back last lap, and now he's on the back bumper of the 14. Going to look to the inside there of Lane Allen. This is for 5th place at the line. TJ Bartell is now in the top 5.
So we got a 5-car battle for the 2nd place position here, and as that's what the 84 wants. He just wants to see in his rearview mirror cars side by side so he can definitely check out from the field here.
We have 15 laps to go, 14 and a half as we're halfway through this lap here. Jamie Knopp extending his lead to a half a second over that 22 Malikian, who has cleared the 25 of Stephen Hollingsworth. Now it's up to the 33 of Sherwood Williford to see if he can't put himself into podium position.
Yeah, as 33, he thought about looking to the inside of the 25 there in the short chute in between corners, but thought better of it. As the 25 drifts wide coming off of the 4th turn, that's going to cost him a couple of positions. As the 33, and I believe that is the 14 behind him, might try to take advantage here. And the 75 will take advantage as well. I think the tires on the 25 machine are gone.
Yeah, they're basically gone. They're shot. He's going to need a caution if he wants any chance of getting back into the top 3 alone, into the race lead where he was on that last restart. But now this is where it's going to get curious for us here. as we're coming up to lap number 68 of scheduled 80, so it's going to be 14 to go at the line, or 13 to go rather. Does the 22 Malikian have anything for Jamie Knopp? It's been very hit or miss. They've been very equal. It's just a matter of hitting your marks the best you can, and I think that's going to determine who's going to win this race tonight.
Yeah, just looking at the lap times of the last lap, they were so equal. It's hard to, even put a piece of paper in between these two guys' lap times.
As we're kind of focusing on here on the 57, Joshua Johnson, the 02 Alan, or the 2 car rather of Alan Duranco, looking to make a pass and almost slides into the back bumper of Joshua Johnson. I don't know how he did not make contact. Going through turn 2 now. The 57's going to have the 2 cleared once again down the back straightaways. They're still trying to catch the 0-1 of Jason and the 7 of Wayne Grassi on the back stretch.
Yeah, that 57 machine, man, he is wicked loose coming off of these corners, but somehow managed to save it. And as a famous race car driver with the name of Dale Earnhardt once said, loose is fast. And, well, he seems to keep that theory alive for sure.
Loose is fast as long as you can handle the car. Then the looseness helps you rotate these corners. So as long as you're not overdoing it on corner exits, as you see the 22 kind of sliding corner, and the 14 right behind those guys as well gets pretty loose through turns 1 there. So this is definitely part of the race where you're going to see who has the better handling car for sure. And we're starting to see the field separate because so.
Yeah, just a quick note, looking at the back, the 0-1 machine, man, he got really loose coming off of the short chute in between 1 and 2 there. And he managed to save it and somehow keep it off of the outside retaining wall as the guys behind him starting to battle. 57 gets underneath him here in the short chute, coming off of the 4th turn. Oh, there might have been a little contact there. I wonder if the 0-1, the car's starting to go away, if it's transitioned from that really tight, like he mentioned earlier, to being really loose.
Yeah, I saw this looseness from this car in practice, so I was happy that he was able to get that car tightened up for the race, but the looseness has shown its face once again, and he was up to 11th place. That was Jason Rockefeller. That's the highest he had been. Started 16th. He was actually up 5 spots from his starting order. But now, the number 2 of Alan Duranco smashes the outside wall off of turn 2 right in front of Jason Rockefeller and the 31 of Jeff Chandler. But I don't know how, once again, that car is running almost the same speed coming off the corner there as he maintains in front of Jason at the moment.
As we just kind of look through the field here, I've noticed up front the battle starts to heat up for the number 2 position. The 22 machine, man, he got really loose coming off of turn number 3. And I'm starting to think, with these tires starting to fall off, these cars are starting to get really loose. And now you got to see the real driver in these guys start to really shine here.
100% there, as we have 10 laps to go for the Brickyard 200 for FTSR. This is the 11th race of scheduled 13 for the 2023 Part B season here. And I don't think I mentioned it in the pre-race or anything, but Richie Coy is on his vacation, as he said in the chats. So he's taking last place points for his final provisional of the season. He's got an 87-point lead coming into this race over Jeff Chandler, which Jeff Chandler's power outage has cost him quite a few positions, currently running in 19th, so not too much ground will be made up, and that should all but lock in Richie Coy for the 2023B. We'll know that final stat here next week when we come live to you from Watkins Glen. But focusing back onto the lead action here, the 22, the 33 have really buttoned up with each other. The 14 Lane Allen still hanging on to a loose race car. He's going to see if any mistakes made. Or the 33 is going to look underneath the 22 for second place.
Yeah, great battle here. 33 got a great run coming off the second corner. 22 is going to kind of just, I wouldn't say lay over for him, but he's just going to let him go, let him get single file so he can get a shot coming down the front straightaway. And maybe even a chance to pass him into the first turn, but being a little loose there does not help as the 14 takes advantage of that. Thought about going to the inside, but couldn't go anywhere with that.
It almost looked like he had the better exit corner speed, right? But then the 22 and the 33 had the draft together, and it pulled them back. And oh, the 22 heavy into the outside wall of exit turn number 1. The 14, Elaine Allen's going to make that pass happen here. So the 14 is going to move himself into third place now.
Yeah, the 33, now he sets his sights firmly on the race lead. He tries to track him down as he was just over around a 10th quicker than the leader last lap.
Yeah, they're starting to close in just a little bit here as they're coming up to lap number 74 this time by. So it'll be 7 laps to go in the Brickyard 200. And they all snake down the front straightaway, at least over halfway down there toward the inside wall, which is very common sight here for Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 0.336 separate your race leaders.
As this pack starts to shrink back down, wonder if the 84 used up all of his tires there. Maybe the 33, even though they were all battling back behind him, but they seem to have somehow saved enough tire to mount a charge at the overall race leader here. Oh, I didn't even think I saw a little scrape of the wall with the 33 coming onto entry of corner number 3.
Yeah, just a slight brush there, but still closing in here off of turn 4. Only a couple tenths separate first and second, and then even third place here, as the top 3 podium positions might be cycling around here. 6 laps to go as these guys close in.
Yeah, just over 2 tenths now for the battle for the overall race lead. The 14 trying his best to try to close up and make himself known in this battle.
33 has a little bit of conservative exit there on turn 2. He's going to lose a little ground to the 84 Jamie Knopp. He's going to bring in the 14 to make a move if he wants to do to the inside, but backs off a little bit before corner entry here. Going to set himself up for 3 and 4. 84 has that advantage still at turn number 3. Gets to about 4 tenths of a second over Sherwood Williford here, going through 4 to come up to 10 laps, or 5 laps to go rather, in this race.
Yeah, this is definitely turning out to be a fantastic battle, and we're not even sure who's really going to win this because, well, anybody can. The top 3 are literally neck and neck. You got the 22 machine still sitting back there, you know, slightly damaged, but hey, sometimes that you just got to protect your stuff and you can get to the end. And then look at the 5th place spot. That's TJ Bartle. He's just kind of sitting there, maybe saving his stuff a little bit. Maybe he can mount a charge, or he's just licking his chops waiting for these guys to potentially wreck for sure.
Yeah, still just closing in here. Within 5 laps to go, we're going to do another shout out to one of our partners. Brand new to the Nerditudes. It's going to be Dusty Pete's, the official hobby shop for the Nerditudes. The hobby store with a lot more. Based out of New York, Dusty Pete's is your one-stop shop for many things nerdy. If collecting is the game, then Dusty Pete's is the name. From figurines and action figures to collectible cards such as Magic, Pokemon, sports cards, all the way to die-cast replicas, Dusty Pete's is the place. And they also have comics. So if you're an avid comic fan, they got you covered for sure. Dusty Pete's has a plethora of comics for any nerd, young and old. So if you're into collecting things nerdy, then look no further. Head over to DustyPete's.com, and anything you do purchase from Dusty Pete's Super Nerd is going to save you 10% off. As we got a change for the race lead here, the 33 underneath the 84 of Jamie Knopp, as Jamie's starting to lose his car a little bit. His tires are shot. 33 at Williford does make that pass happen on the 14 to Lane Allen, looking to the inside, trying to take second place.
Yeah, huge battle here. The 84 starts to fade. The 33s, he's liking what he sees behind him. But the 14 and the 83 side by side, as they race for that second position. 83 is holding on, or I'm sorry, the 84 machine staying side by side with the 14 as they fight for that second spot. As the battle for 4th now starts to heat up with the 22 trying to get passed by the 75.
Yeah, 22 Robert Malikin got a little loose off of turn 2, allowed the 75 of Bartel to get below him as he's going to make that pass happen through turn 3. The 14, though, for second place. Just cannot get the grip to pass the 84 there, at least through turn 3 that time. Going to try once more through turn 4.
Big
Just
wiggle.
way too loose. Huge moment there. Keeps the car going straight. And this is paying huge dividends for Sherwood-Williford as we now have 2 laps to go.
Yeah, now this is when the wick gets turned up to 11. Now the 84, he just fights desperately to try to regain that second position, which he has, and now he really wants to set his sights forward onto the 33 and try to run him back down. But he's got company with that 14 right behind him.
Yeah, see what he can do here to get to second place. This is a really good run here for number 14, Lane Allen. It's been a while since you see him in the podium position here. Let's see what he can do here. Looking to the inside of Jamie Knott for second place once more. 84 actually slides up the track there on corner exit. No contact to the wall has been made. 14 actually does not get loose. Dead heat here. Try to utilize that side draft. But we have 1 lap to go, sponsored by absolutely nobody. Sherwood-Williford has a 0.8 second lead over second place here as they continue to go side by side.
Oh, contact.
Still going straight somehow. The 84 is going to lose all the momentum through turn 2, though. And the 14 clears him, and so is the 75.
Yeah, the 75, he's going to get a monster run down the back after that contact between the 14 and the 84. Let's see if he can't really get a good run here. The 84, I'm sure, is not happy about that contact with that 14 machine.
Probably not. That is for certain here. As the 33 of Sherwood-Williford coming through turns 3 and 4 for the final time and for the 6th different winner of the 2023 B season. Sherwood-Williford wins the Brickyard. Lane Allen, great run there for second place. TJ Bartell ends up third on the final podium position there. Great run for these guys and a great change of pace here. These 3 in particular, we have not talked to in quite some time in the Nerd TV booth, so it'll be great to get a word from these 3 guys.
Yeah, especially as a newcomer, you know, just this was actually a spectacular race to watch. Seeing, you know, as an outsider looking in, and that was pretty cool seeing some different names up front for sure.
Yeah, 100% there. And let's see what Williford has in store for a burnout. It's been a while since we've seen it. And what a great track, great facility to get a first win in quite some time at. Pulling the old Michael McDowell thing out here. You know, doesn't get wins too often, but you're going to get him at the big tracks when you do get him. He's going to pull up to the bricks here. See what kind of burnout he has in store. Usually at this point of the game, we would throw out the graphics for the running order. But, well, it never seems to fail either. That we have the race winner do a burnout and hit the wall. So, you know, but it's been a while, so see what he can do. But we're going to go down the running, or the official order here. Presented by Dusty Peets. And Sherwood-Williford's going to be P1 tonight. Lane Allen's going to be second place. TJ Bartell in third, as you see, well, as you almost see Jason almost poke into the burnout. Fourth place, Jamie Knott. Fifth place, Robert Malikian. Sixth place will be Stephen Hollingsworth. Seventh, Jose Acosta. Eighth, Kobe Mice. Ninth, Ryan Chapman. And tonight's 10th place finisher, the 7 of Wayne Grossi.
11th place finisher is the 57 machine of Joshua Johnson. And 12th is Brody Hanna. 13th is Alan Duranco. Third in the 14th position is Brian Dublé. 15th, Jason Rockefeller. 16th, Stephen Loomis. 17th is the number 4 of Chad Lane. 18th is Ben Tracy. 19th is Jeff Chandler. And 20th is Ryan Hedrick.
21st, Chris Beck. 22nd, Robert Tracy. 23rd, James Wallace. 24th, Colton Gum. 25th, James Torrey. 26th place will be Kyle Milliken, and tonight's last place car in 27th is the number 11 of Tony Solari. And we're going to kick it to one last commercial break, gather up our top 3. We'll be back with you guys shortly. Welcome back here for the Martin Sports Post-Race Show, where we have less than half the graphics we usually do, but that's not going to stop us from talking to your guys' top three of this evening. First and foremost, the number 75, TJ Bartell, driver of the Shell Chevrolet Camaro. TJ, do you have a copy?
Yeah, 10-4, guys. What's up?
Man, that was a pretty entertaining race. There was a lot of lead changes. The top five was really close overall. We've seen some of the fast guys have issues and just kind of changed the complexity of this race. Walk us through your preparation for tonight and how were you able to secure third place?
Well, I felt like Wayne put a really good car under us, and it just kind of. I know how Indy can be, so I was just trying to pace myself and kind of be there at the end. The car got a little bit loose, like in the middle of the run, and then it came back to me at the end of the run. So I just knew if I bided my time, I could get a good finish. I was hoping for a top 10, maybe a top 5 if I got lucky.
Well, I guess you got more than lucky here by getting podium P3 tonight, man. We're getting close to the season's end here. Do you have anything in store? Anything you got going for 2023C?
Yeah, going to be back with Wayne next season, and hopefully we're going to carry some momentum and do some good things.
Yeah, absolutely. The car is pretty fast overall. So just hopefully you keep that momentum up. And congratulations once again on fighting podium here at the Brickyard. And floor is yours. Final thoughts before we let you go this evening.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate all you guys do. Nerditudes does an awesome job. Love to go back and watch the broadcasts. You guys are first rate. I got to thank Mach-1 Performance for sponsoring the series. They do a wonderful job with that. FTSR, Brody, all the admins, they work really hard to give us a really great place to race. The competition here is so tough. To come home third is really good. Really happy with that. I cannot thank Wayne Grassy enough when the deal fell apart with Jeff. I reached out to Wayne and he said, I'd love to have you. So we're working well together. We get along really well. The last time I ran Cup Series here at FTSR, I drove for Wayne and got him a win at Nashville. So that was a highlight for that season. But I can't thank Wayne enough. He does all the work on these setups because I still can't figure these cars out. So the car was really good, and it's all thanks to Wayne. And I have to thank Shell and Chevrolet for super fast cars.
Yeah, what a great partner to have with you too, Wayne Grassi. Obviously, one of the top guys here as well. But congratulations once again, man. Go ahead and celebrate, and we will catch you next week.
10-4, guys. Have a great night.
You too, man. Thank you. That was TJ Bartell, driver of the number 75 Shell Pennzoil Chevrolet Camaro. Now it's time to bring in second place here, the number 14 of Lane Allen, driver of the Tracker Boats Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet Camaro. Lane, congratulations on P2.
Oh, thank you much.
I mean, it's been a little bit since we talked to you here in the booth. I know I last talked to you during the 24-hour spa race, so it's been about a month or so from that. What was your team's efforts here tonight? Sherwood Williford P1, your P2. Blackwater just brought the heat tonight. Of course, there's a couple of issues with the leaders. The 4 of Lane getting involved in a wreck, the 31 of Chandler having some power issues, but you guys capitalized quite well. So just kind of walk us through your night overall.
Made some last minute adjustments there about 5 minutes before the race started, and it seemed to wake that thing up.
It
seemed good on the long run for sure.
What were you experiencing there on the before the changes that you needed to make the car faster?
It was just binding up, and seemed like it was binding up in the turns, making it slide and lose speed.
Now, is that something that you were trying to correct for the short run or long run? Because it just seemed like your car was pretty loose toward the end of this race on the long run. Just you could not hold the bottom without some type of wiggle. But you made a couple of final adjustments, I think, to your driving lane. That's kind of helped you toward the end there. Yeah,
when I had to stay low, side by side and staying on the low line, it was a little iffy, sure enough. It was doing some sliding.
Yeah, absolutely. It sure was. But, man, yeah, congratulations once again to bring it home P2. That's awesome for your team. And floor is yours. Any shout-outs before we let you go this evening?
Yeah, thanks to Brody and everybody at FTSR for putting it on, and y'all do a great job. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Go ahead and have a good rest of your night. We'll catch you next week.
Will do.
Let's drive the number 14, Lane Allen. And now it's time to bring in our race winner, the number 33 of Sherwood Williford. Sherwood, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, excellent job out there this evening as we actually have our victory lane scene up and running. I wasn't sure if we're going to have that, but, man, that car, it doesn't look completely clean out there. For the most part, you drove a great race. It's just you had to battle through some traffic, and you caught some great breaks there toward the end of the race that kind of put you in that position. So walk us through the back half of the race and how were you able to get to the first place there?
Well, after that last restart, there was a lot of blocking contesting positions there. So I just stayed on the tail end of that, maybe looking for a hole if they do wreck. And just I may have had more tire in them at the end. I don't know. I just know when I got to the 84, I'd check up some and make sure I was getting a good turn out of 1 and out of 3. And, I was getting a good run at them that way. Like Walter said, slow down to go faster. You wouldn't think I was on a big track like this.
Yeah, no kidding. It pays huge if you can slow down the quarter entrance to save that tire wear and go for it. Did you make any in-car adjustments midway through the race, or was it all just inside the cockpit, you making the changes in your racing line to get around that 84 at the end?
Didn't touch it. Car was good. Lane Allen, there was Blackwater. He made a good tweak on the set right there at the last minute, and I qualified with the race set. I mean, the car was great. I couldn't ask for it to do no better, considering it is this car. I mean, it's a handful to drive here. I don't know if you drove it yet or not, but it's a handful.
Only just a couple practice laps around here. Nothing with a competitive setup, anyways. So, I mean, you did a great job with it. It didn't look like, at least from our perspective, that you were having huge handling issues. I know Lane was quite more loose visually to us as the run continued to wind down toward the end. But congratulations once again, man, on bringing home the checker flag, the 6th different winner of the 2023 B season. Floor is yours. Who would you like to shout out before we let you go?
Well, I was glad to get a win here, man. It's a shame NASCAR don't run this track anymore. I mean, it's a special place, and it's for special people. I'd like to dedicate this one to my mother. I lost her in December. And I appreciate the guys with Blackwater, all their help, and the league, and you guys broadcasting the race.
I appreciate those words, man. And actually, next season or the season after, they're actually doing some tire tests with the actual Cup cars here on the oval side today and tomorrow. So we might see them back on the oval here in the next year or two, which would be awesome to see. And I think that's a fan vote, right?
I would think so.
I think that's a unanimous decision there. But yeah, go ahead and celebrate the rest of the night, man. Congratulations once again.
All right, thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. And that was the driver number 33, Sherwood Williford of the Crisco Chevrolet Camaro. And Matt, welcome to the booth. And how did you feel for your first race as a broadcaster?
Yeah, well, I thought I would be a little more nervous than that, but well, once we got going, it was pretty smooth actually. So that was a lot of fun.
There's always little learning things you have to do along the way. And for the first 15, 20 laps, you can tell you're fresh, but the back half, actually, did quite impressive in my book, considering this is your first time going around. And it was a pleasure having you with you. And hopefully Jason Rockefeller had a great time behind the wheel. I know mid-race when we brought him in, a little bit of a struggle with the car, but you gotta start somewhere, right? So hopefully he takes that finish and 15th, and maybe our charter can participate in some more races in the near future. But we're going to close this thing out here to end race number 11 of 13 for the 2023 B season. And we don't have the graphics. I don't think we do. We actually have the graphics on the right-hand side of your screen of all of our partners. Do one last shout out. First and foremost, the league FTSR. Thank you for letting us do this for almost 2 years now. If you're looking to be a part of all the action that you're seeing every Monday and Wednesday night here from Nerd TV, from FTSR, please sign up. And it's going to be at ftsr.net. Mach-1 Performance, race car fabrication shop that's produced champions and winners from all sorts of racing divisions. Find them at Facebook at facebook.com/Mach-1 Performance. Sim Racing Points, your all-inclusive league points management system that allows you to completely track your league stats and more with just one simple upload of the racing export. Visit them at simracingpoints.com. Martin Sports, top quality apparel to make you look stylish and feel comfortable. See their whole apparel lineup at martinsports.gg. iRacing iFlag, get all of your notifications just a fraction of the second faster without ever leaving your focus from the racing action. You're going to find them at iRacingIFlag.com for their full product line. Butt Kicker, the ultimate feel from a race car with the haptic response system from the Butt Kicker. And you're going to find them at thebuttkicker.com to check out their full lineup of haptic products for your sim rig. Team Watson Racing Setups, quality professional built setups for all your asphalt oval needs. Visit them at teamwatsonracing.com for pricing and packages. Dusty Pete's Gifts and Collectibles. It's a hobby shop with a whole lot more. So if collecting is the game, Dusty Pete's is the name. And you're going to find them at dustypete's.com for their full product catalog. And then lastly, Roasted Gems Coffee. Premium coffee beans roasted just for you. Start your day the right way with coffee from Roasted Gems. And visit them at roastedgems.com to get a taste. All right, that's going to be it for us guys over here at Nerd TV for the Full Throttle Sim Racing Mach-1 Performance Cup Series. And we're going to catch you guys tomorrow night, same time, hopefully with SDK back up and running for the RSR Next Gen Cup Series, as we're going to tackle the same track here that you saw here tonight. And then we'll be back on Wednesday with the Martin Sports Truck Series from Full Throttle Sim Racing. You guys, till then, stay safe and to always get your nerd on.